All right, how about some Decimation X3?
Yes.
From Xona Games.
Xona Games.
80 points, another $1 game.
Yes, and this one's much more straightforward, Space Invaders type. In that the enemies are descending towards you, and you have to eliminate them before they kill you.
And those little buggers get faster the less they cut. You know, the less you make.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming to get you.
That's why you go for the bottom rows first.
Well,
So yeah, and power-ups descend from either the enemies or... I like the little bars at the top that keep track of the one-up, because I have a hard time keeping track of like how close I am to getting a one-up and
getting an extra guy.
I usually need it. And so having a bar makes that really simple, because I don't have to really like look at the numbers and process that. I can just look at the bar and see how close I am. But then there's also another bar for the rain of power-ups, which is always a lot of fun.
that thing was such a sweet part to that game. Like
I already the full line.
Well, I already fell in love with it like right off the bat because of that whole Space Invaders feel. But it's very colorful. I like how you can get a power up that gets blockers. Yeah, you get these blocks in front of you. The shields. Yeah, the shields, and you can sit. I love the fact because it's the old school where I used to sit and you clear a line out and then you just sit in there and
you can make them denser. Actually, if you pick up shield again, it makes them denser.
But once the whole line of power-ups, I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do. And I died so many times trying to pick as many of them up as I could, because it was just like
doing
I'd go down the line, and then it'd be like, boom. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I had it, but I didn't.
I actually, because there's a mode, I can't remember what it's called, challenge something. Anyway, but it has no shields. You have everything except shields. I actually prefer that because those shields just block me from shooting them.
That's what I found to be a lot too, especially when they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, I just want to shoot the things on the other side of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you get out of my way?
Because the game is much more hectic, more fast paced than say a traditional Space Invaders game, and so being more proactive is better because it is much more of a bullet rain sort of deal. And so if you sit around waiting, you can be stuck in a really bad situation for a while.
Yeah, and if you get stuck under those shields, you can't get out of it.
Yes,
and it's almost like a false sense of security because I feel like, oh, I got this shield sitting here, so I'll just sit under it, and you don't pay attention to the fact that you're getting pummeled and you can't get out of it. Now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're completely
and so there's a mode for me who doesn't want to play with the shield, and actually I get further along without the shields than I do with the shields.
Right.
Especially since then the power up drops are completely sans shields.
So they have better or other stuff that you can actually use. Like
I get my weapon power up faster, more points, things like that. I liked that addition to it.
And I think that the bosses are new this time around because they kind of have little bosses. Or not little, they're big bosses.
The giant versions.
I love them.
That reminded me of Retrofit Overload. Did you get a chance to play that?
I never played
the Galaga one, where they would have the boss be a giant version of the actual small thing.
And I kind of like that. Crossfire did that too.
That's
Crossfire
right.
2 had like bigger versions.
Bigger
of those,
versions, yeah.
And they had that big shield, and I was like, you son of a bitch.
Because they would flip.
There's a big fat shield on there. But anyway, I really like seeing the bosses, and I thought that was a cool little addition.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a
fun game.
A great game.
Another $1. Like a lot of these dollar games are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hours of fun.
Yep.